You were founder of an organization, and its aim is in its name, Save Women's Sport. But if we are thinking of the origins of these organizations, sadly, we could say that you had to found these organizations not because there are not enough girls or women who would take part in sports, but for another reason. Why did you decide already 3 years ago to have and to form these organizations? Gathering, is it a formal organizations or just a civic gathering by citizens who are concerned because of phenomenon?
More of a movement than a strategic nonprofit organization. We consider ourselves an international coalition. I started Save Women's Sports after I experienced males trying to compete in women's powerlifting. That opened my eyes to see that this threat of males self-identifying into female sports is spreading at all levels in all sports and all across the world. So I'm so grateful to organizations like yours and media like you that will shine a light on this issue, because often I just get called names like transphobic or bigoted and don't get invited to the discussion in mainstream media.
You feel, you hear, and you listen about labeling you as following a specific goal and aim as transphobic, or even many conservative thinkers are getting the labels very often as being racist or homophobic or xenophobic.
Exactly, I've experienced all that. Racist, bigoted, being compared to the Nazis. I get death threats for doing this. And this is simply speaking the truth that I am doing. You cannot change your biological sex, and everyone knows that males have a physical advantage over females. And in sports, that advantage can be up over 50%. In powerlifting, in my sports, males pretty much lift double what females can do. This is a common sense issue that has been taken political by an ideology that's driven with millions of dollars. But we can stop it if we all speak the truth. Can't cancel us all.
It is really happening. So it's so obvious that even in your sports, yes, you are a weightlifter. So is it so obvious that men are stronger than women? And even though men are celebrated as champions among women, it's so absurd, so surrealistic. Just a few years ago, we would have laughed at it if someone mentions that.
Right, and it's not just exactly the advantages that we need to be looking at here. We really should be listening to women. They have not even been asked if this is okay. And we have women saying no, and that's enough. And one woman losing out is too many. Women deserve sex-separated spaces to be safe, and this goes beyond the playing field into the bathroom and locker room. We should have the right to say no.
You started the movement 3 years ago, but in the last couple of months we heard and read a lot about U.S. swimmers, swimming champion who is celebrated as champion, a man among female. Lia Thomas became more of a mainstream or more widespreading, I would say that rather. So
yeah,
more,
exactly.
More
I like to say when he won, we won. As sad as it is, we need to keep our language clear. Lia is a male body. Lia is a he. And we were there to protest Lia's participation in the NCAA Women's Championships, and we had overwhelming support. It's just a toxic environment for people to speak out in. They are so afraid of being called these labels or being canceled.
I saw several pictures of your supporters. So how this movement is spreading or gathering more and more supporters or members. I saw some pictures, some photos at competitions among the audience with banners of the name of the movement and also the aim of the movement. So Save Women's Sport.
Exactly. We were there. We held our flag, Save Women's Sports, Women Equals Adult Human Female, over the NCAA banner while Lia won the race when he won the championships. And we were told by security, we were actually cursed at and rudely told to put the flag away. It's within the rules of the facility to have the flag, just not drape it over the banner. So we respectfully removed it from the banner and sat back down and continued to cheer on the women throughout the race. And it was really an amazing feat to see those women, and stunning see all the adults in the room not speaking up, because if everyone just spoke out, it wouldn't be a problem. We need to stop worrying about hurting the feelings of this tiny percentage of people and start speaking the truth and standing up for women.
What are your feelings, expectations? So your movement, could it have a bigger, wider, deeper impact on all of these phenomena, developments, which is, as you mentioned, not in the mainstream, because the mainstream labels you as transphobic, homophobic, and all those?
Well, we are breaking through into the mainstream media because we have been active for a few years now, and we have not backed down. We have broken into the mainstream media with our last protest. And I'd like to note that we're not just out here protesting. We have been working very hard at legislation at all levels, not just in the United States, but across the world, and also approaching overlying organizations like the IOC to let them know that women are not okay with this.
Is it now the question of fight, but a kind of clever fight with arguments, arguing on the side of things which are, well, which should be natural and obvious for the majority. So what does the majority of US citizens are thinking of the developments in sports? Because it's so obvious, so logic that there should be separation.
Now that someone like Lia Thomas has come on the scene and raised awareness, it's very overwhelmingly supportive. We just have to keep creating a space that it is safe for people to speak the truth.
And is there the space and the opportunity, the platforms to say this kind of truth?
In the United States, we're grateful to have the freedom of speech. I'm pretty sure you have similar freedoms there. So we use them to our full advantage, and we're seeing more and more coverage in the mainstream media, and we do our best to create our own awareness.